What is going on, guys? My name is Media Guy Doug. This is the Punisher's Paintball YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be telling you about the NCPA, the National Collegiate Paintball Association. It is a league that's been around for longer than you might think, and it's had a lot of ups and downs over the last over 2 decades at this point, which is crazy to say out loud. But if you guys like this video and more information and updates like this on the NCPA, please follow along here at Punishers. I will be keeping everybody in the loop as much as we can. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment if you've had your own experiences in the NCPA, and I will catch you after the intro. College paintball. Who plays it? Is it real? Are they fully funded? Are these kids just spoiled brats? What's the real scoop behind college paintball? I'm here to dispel as much as I possibly can, give you guys some updates about the league, and encourage you to get involved if this is a new concept for you. So, how old is the NCPA? My understanding started right around the 2000s, so right about like at the turn of the century. It could have been 99, wasn't there, can't say for sure. Chris Rail is the one we have to thank for starting the league. I believe he's also the one who created PB leagues as we know it. So Chris is a very important person at paintball. Chris, I appreciate you personally for getting this all set up. But yeah, college paintball started off obviously small. It was a few teams here and there, and then more teams across the country came to hear about it. Information didn't get out quite as quickly back then as it does today. It was a little tougher for schools to communicate with each other because they didn't even know who else existed within the league. Fast forward to today, we have a whole Discord full of all the teams to keep them in contact, in the loop with each other. We're always very welcoming to new teams that pop up, new clubs that come out, and really that should transition me into my next part of the conversation here. Is it an NCAA sport? No, it is not NCAA. Right now, college paintball functions only as a club sport at every school. Now, since there is no NCAA version, clubs can choose to take it as seriously as they want or not, right? Actually, Liberty University back in the day was one of the only schools that, I believe they had a documentary as well. The lore is that they were fully funded. I heard there was a scholarship or something as well. They did have 2 turf fields on campus. They were getting white box paint. The school was buying all their stuff. They were even being given a coach bus to get them to and from events. So imagine that, right? You have, take a pro paintball program, right, where it's fully funded. You have dudes that are interested and dedicated, and they don't have to worry about anything other than getting themselves to practice and possibly getting themselves to the airport for travel for bigger events. Everything else is taken care of. That would make it pretty easy to get good at paintball, right? It makes it pretty easy. That's why that program was so dominant for such a long time while they were in the NCPA. Other programs that have been known to be very dominant because of funding have been Drexel. They do a very good job with fundraising, talking to the school, doing their own extracurricular fundraisers. UCF, I don't know where they get their funding from, but I know they do get a decent amount, or at least they did at one point. Embry-Riddle, also known as ERAL, they are one of the best funded programs in the present day in 2025. They have, it does not sound like they have much to pay for out of pocket. As someone who deals with them on a weekly basis, they're doing just fine. So it does exist, it's out there, but a trend that I've noticed, the schools that are smaller or more private, or at least don't have as much of a presence or a stake to lose when it comes to a football team, tend to be more forgiving and give more funding, at least to club paintball. I can't speak for all club sports. I don't know if that's a consistent structure across all different things, but I went to Ohio State and played for Ohio State. I have friends that played at Penn State. I have friends that have played at other schools where there is a bigger, more notable football program, and those programs get very little funding, more often than not. We don't really get a whole lot. I'll be transparent. Ohio State, since I still actively work with and coach the team, the last statement that I saw was a year ago, I believe. Their nationals funding they were given was $650. $650. So for people that are out there thinking, oh, they're college kids, everything is paid for, everything is, taken care of, that is rarely the case. And for people that may not have gone to college in that way, that think that, oh, all college kids are rich, their parents pay for everything, I was all student loans. My spending money was from working in the summers or when I was home, and for a while I did have a job at school as well, like when I first got involved with the team to kind of get all my gear under my belt. But otherwise, I made it work with the money I made from home, teaching drum lessons, working catering, doing what I had to do to make it work. And it just worked. It's very much a thing of, if you want to make it work, then it will. You have to put in the effort. And that is a very, I really hate that stereotype that, oh, it's all paid for. That even came out on the webcast 2 years ago now in May of 2023, there was the first nationals return since 2019 because COVID absolutely destroyed everything, right? It killed the league for a while. We had to rebrand as the CPPL, if you might have heard about that. They are now one. We are now merged. We're back to the NCPA, but it took us a while to get back to holding events just because the league was dead. We didn't know if there was interest. Paintball programs at colleges were dying left and right. There weren't students. No one had money. Funding was getting pulled for those that may have had it. I know Miami University was doing pretty well, and they're gone since COVID. Ohio University has been gone since COVID. If they do exist, I haven't heard from them at all. Akron has also been gone since COVID. Ohio college paintball used to be a pretty thriving thing. I know Kent had a program way back in the day as well, Kent State, but all these programs are gone. The only one that I really know of anymore is Ohio State, as far as within the state of Ohio. Someone a couple years ago was trying to start one up at UNOH, but I haven't heard anything about that in about 2 years, so I can't say. But diving back into all the funding stuff, guys, yeah, it is a massively underfunded program for most schools. And in 2023, someone said on a webcast, like, "Oh yeah, Ohio State's markers and jerseys are all matching, and they're fully funded." No, we're not. At no point have we been fully funded. In 2019, our treasurer did a pretty good job of getting us more money from the school. So shout out Kamal, he did a great job with that. But since then, we've never seen that much money, and even then, it was enough to pay for one event for the whole team. That was it. Nobody got gear out of it. Nobody got anything out of it. But talking about gear as well, some schools like Auburn are lucky enough that they do get funding. They will offer to buy all your stuff, but it is then essentially owned by the school to an extent. They're probably not going to take it since it's such the fast appreciating value, and they have nowhere to store it. But what that does give them is control over where you can go and when. So they would get dictated on when they could practice, where they could go. It had to be fields that were either approved or otherwise affiliated. If there was an event that the school deemed was like too far out of network or wasn't worth it for them to go to, they couldn't go. So there are pros and cons to getting funding from your school that you need to watch out for if you are looking into that option. It's a really tough game. Honestly, most programs' best bets, if it's not a relatively easy and good functioning relationship, as it seems to be with Embry-Riddle and other programs, your best bet is to find outside sponsorships or outside fundraisers to do. We're fortunate to have the Punisher sponsorship at Ohio State. We appreciate the hell out of Joel and everybody here for offering that. Other schools could possibly obtain that as well. Reach out to Punishers, and it'll be at Joel's discretion. I don't get to have a say in that, but he knows that I do love the college paintball program, so I think he would give some leniency, if you will. But please, always reach out. You lose nothing by asking, and if nothing else, you gain a new relationship with a store owner, which could always turn into something. As far as gameplay, how the NCPA is played, it's been different formats over the years. It's been round robin, race to 2. It's been true X-ball, like with sideline coaching and everything, the 10-minute halves, all that. That stopped, I believe, in 2019, because we didn't get to have a 2020 Nationals. We didn't get to keep things rolling as they were. Now, in the most recent years, the events have been kind of twofold. In 2023, Nationals was all one division between alumni and students. Like, alumni could play whoever, like they could mix in with students, or you could have a line of just students. It was kind of a free-for-all. They just wanted to get numbers in there to show that the league was back. Finals ended up coming down to us, OSU alumni line, versus a line of UCF alumni. So it's just the older, more experienced players ended up making it through further into the event. But the way they did the formatting was, it was essentially like MSXL D5. So race to 3, 10 minutes on the clock, but we also added in a pod limit. So 4 pod limit per player. And the 4 pod limit has carried through. 2 years later now, we're still doing the same thing at any of the events that we've had. Nationals happened again this past year in 2024. It was at Paintball Fit down in Texas, and that was a great event. Went really well, really enjoyed the facilities. They did a webcast for us as well. We did a slightly different format last year where the college division was still the race to 3, 4 pods, 10-minute limit, all that good stuff. But then there was an alumni division, but it wasn't strictly alumni. It was to keep alumni out of the pure college division with X-Ball. And then in the alumni division, it was the race to 2 format. So race to 2, kind of round robin. You play your first point, you play your second point against all your 4 teams, and then you decide from there if there's a tiebreaker, so on and so forth. But that one was open to both students and alumni, because there are some programs that are struggling to get 7 to 8 guys to play X-Ball. They can only get 5. So it's not worth it to try to run X-Ball and absolutely gas everybody. So plus, if there's an injury, you're screwed. So they would just do the alumni division, and it's a way for everyone to still play. This year it is going to function essentially that same way. Some slight rule changes in format for the X ball, but moreover, it's going to be a little bit more like D4 X ball. I believe we just added a point, so it's now probably race to 4. I don't keep up on it because it's not worth it. It moves so fast. It's all I know is I help where I can, doing my part, and I let the guys that do the operational stuff take care of that at every turn. The event is live. Nationals this year will be April 12th to 13th in Sefner, Florida, down at Tiki's Paintball. If you have a school that is not currently involved with the NCPA, we want to hear from you. Please drop an email in the comments. I will be monitoring this every couple of days when this video drops to try to keep up on it and make sure that no one's getting left out. If you really need to reach out, go to this email over here. If I'm not getting a hold of you fast enough, you can also reach out on social medias. Someone is monitoring those things at all times, so you will hear from someone within a couple days. But we want to get as many teams in there as we can. Let's see, other questions I've usually heard. Well, I'm D5. Are you sure I can play college? Or I'm D3. I don't think I can play down to college. College is an open division. Points awarded, I believe, are likewise to that of D5 level. So even if you get first place at a college event, you're only going to get enough points as it would be winning a D5 event. So first of all, there's that. But it's an open division. I remember when I was playing, there was a pro player playing for one of the Milwaukee teams that we were going up against, and we had dudes that were unranked or D5. So it is a true open division. The equalizer is meant to be you're playing for your school. That's the thing, is you are playing for your school, so it doesn't matter what rank you were coming into it or if you're brand new. That dictates nothing. It's supposed to essentially be a showcase of what you and your teammates can put together and learn on your own. And it's encouraged to go play other leagues. We don't have regional events happening right now in this 24 to 25 school year. It is our goal to get NCPA regionals back on the calendar by the fall of 2025. So that is something that is on our docket as well to get up and running. But as it stands, we had a regional event in April of 2022, nationals in 2023, nationals again in 2024, nationals again this year in 2025, as I said, down at Tiki's, April 12th and 13th. There is an alumni division as well. But yeah, if you guys want to come down, it would be great to see everyone, even just to have spectators. It'd be awesome to make paintball more of a spectator sport. But as far as college paintball goes, guys, yeah, a real quick rundown. It is largely self-funded with the exception of some programs that do get decent funding. It is an open division, so your rank going in or coming out does not matter. It is a club sport. It is not NCAA, so the league is as official as we make it. We are trying to clean it up every day, trying to tighten our processes as much as we can. And yeah, it functions somewhere between running like a round robin race to 2 and X-ball division, depending on what you want to do at nationals. So the regionals, we will work out how those will go. Typically the regionals previously were all race to 2, but that could change depending on team structures and how things go. We do try to let the kids vote at times for what would work better for them. But this should be a pretty good nutshell for where we're at right now, guys, is there are no regionals. Nationals is coming in April of 2025. We want to hear about it from you guys. Please, if you have a program, like I said, that is new or you're trying to start one, reach out here at the email or on socials. We will try to get you guys off the ground, up and running as fast as we can. We want more college programs in. It used to be on ESPN. I should mention that. You used to be able to watch college nationals on ESPN. I remember, I think I was in like the 8th grade watching Penn State versus, I want to say, UConn or something. Temple was always up there as well. A lot of East Coast teams, but there was also a Cal U out there as well. There was a California team. It's crazy how far the league can stretch when things are going well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. There will be more on the NCPA to come. Don't worry. We will cover more, but I had to get just a first overview, word vomit, brain dump type video out there just to get the word out that the NCPA is absolutely back and will continue to push forward. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to Punishers, and we will catch you in the next one.